and we can start discussing what has happened today in the crypto market, what I see in the charts and so on, and what future I forecast. So, yeah, just quite a calm day today, Sunday, of course. And yeah, here as you see, my trade on Bitcoin is still in profit, very tiny one, nonetheless in a profit. And let's take a look at how the crypto market is doing on crypto bubbles. So here as you see, oh, it's quite red today. It's actually quite red. I was expecting it to be slightly more green. We have just literally handful of coins that are performing well today. All of the rest, as you see, is in red. That's a little bit unfortunate. But yesterday was quite good. Today, probably we are having corrections because Bitcoin is slightly down today. Not much, but minus 0.6%. But apparently that's enough to push back altcoins by this amount. Altcoins are you know, of that kind to overreact whatever Bitcoin does. So yeah, let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance, how that one is behaving today. Probably slightly up, yeah, exactly what I was expecting, by 0.5% up. Fortunately, it does not disrupt the chart structure here. We are still in a very nice swing towards the downside. And do we have any level of support that could possibly hold us here? Yeah, theoretically speaking, we could be sitting on a support now to have a rebound, but in my opinion, I think it's much more probable that we are going to see a further decline. Like for example here, technically, maybe we are rebounding right now from a level of support on Bitcoin dominance. But I don't think this is going to be very long lasting. I think next week we are going to continue a downtrend. I don't expect any strong bounces from here. That does not mean, of course, we will not get any bounce because this market is fairly unpredictable when it comes to forecasting in a mid to long term. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong on that though. That's just my opinion, my theory that we have enough of downward inertia here on this chart to, which was acquired with this move here, to continue it until we reach 55% of Bitcoin dominance. So we should be still on the track to get there, on the right track to get there. So yeah, let's take a look at the chats here at the live chat. If you guys have any questions, of course, ask me in the live chat. I will be seeing it here, or at least I should. So yeah, let's take a look at the chart of all altcoins with exclusion of top 10. Yeah, this one is having a fairly red day today, because so far this red daily candle is removing a growth of prior 2 days. That I don't think this is a trend ending candle here. So here we have a small uptrend. I don't think this candle will end it. It will be a little bit weird. I think we can count on a continuation here. I think it's not unreasonable to believe that. and that's what I'm betting on. Am I betting on it? Actually, not really, because in my case, I do not trade manually. All of my positions are managed with the fully automated trading system, so that's not really accurate to say that I'm betting on it. But from what I've seen, my system is betting on it because there is a lot of open position that it has right now, that it manages right now. So upward momentum is still well intact. It's still well in place. I didn't see much exits today, if any at all. So, and judging by market structure here on this chart, it would be very weird if I got any exits from my previously open positions. So yeah, that's the way I see it. Let's quickly take a look how SPY is doing today, because this one indicates more or less, the mood on the traditional side of the market. So here I can see there is quite a lot of sell-offs, but on the daily we are well green, eh? On the daily, it's actually plus 0.86%, and SPY, of course, is a trust fund that reflects S&P 500. And some of you may say that, hey, but it's Sunday and traditional market does not trade on Sundays, but this one is a tokenized version of it. So that is why it gives us a glimpse of what is going on, sentimentally, from sentiment point of view on this market. And so far as you see, it's actually pumping. So that's a harbinger of growth for Monday, because it's Sunday today. Let me remind you. But because it's Sunday, so it's definitely worth to take a look at the weekly candles, how they form. This one is, of course, my meme coin called High Tech, and I highly encourage you to get yourself a tiny bit of it, like $1 worth, $2 worth. This is the only project I promote on all of my social media, so that is why indirectly it's a way of investing in my social media, and I'm still very small, so I have a lot of room for growth, meaning that this asset here also has a lot of room for growth. So that's why it could be smart to allocate a little bit into this here. So yeah, let's take a look at the weekly candles, how those are formed, how those present themselves right now. And as you see, we have quite a lot of achievements on the weekly candles here on the chart of all altcoins, as you see. Because first of all, we achieved a new local high with a week, and a new local high with candle body, right? I mean, we still have 8 hours or nearly 8 hours to close this candle, but I don't think we will witness a swing that big to completely flip the result here. I think it's not going to be much different from what we can see right now. Let's take a look on Bitcoin chart. More or less similar story here. I mean, not as good as on the chart of altcoins, but also quite good. Second weekly candle in green, bouncing off a very significant support. So yeah, this one definitely leaves us with hopes for more. So far so good. I don't think we can see any signs that could be unsettling right now. Of course, we still have a somewhat important line of resistance ahead of us, which is more or less around this level here, especially on the weekly. So we will see how the price behaves once we get there. Probably we are going to pierce through it. I'll be very surprised if we get rejected from it and then convert into a downtrend. I don't think that is very feasible, to be honest. Not with current part of the year, not in this quarter. I'm going to quickly check how the audio is doing of this live stream. High quality is good. Yeah, apparently it is good. Okay, apparently everything is working. So looking good so far. This one is a little bit surprising to me that it got reduced so badly. I mean, in the earlier stage of today, it wasn't looking this bad. It was much more even than this, but now, as you see, it's pretty much one-sided and mostly red. Okay, let's take a look at coin market cap and those metrics that we always follow here. Fear and greed index at 52. That one is from yesterday, of course. Altcoin season index on 64. I think yesterday it was slightly higher, so it is cooling off. I mean, if today is going to end up like this, then probably both of those indexes get slight reductions, which is good because nothing really terrible happened in the market, and we get a nice reset of those indicators here. That's always beneficial, and gives a little bit more room for growth in upcoming days. Let's take a look at liquidation levels today. Very low, very low. Bitcoin is actually on 5th place, below $20 million in liquidations. Very low. We've seen lower, of course, but that does not change the fact that it's low. Ethereum $65 million, so more than 3 times more than on Bitcoin, and that recently becomes a new norm, let's say. Doge, on the other hand, rarely exceeds what Bitcoin suffers in liquidation. So this one is something new that is almost $30 million in liquidations. By the way, let me have a quick look at Dogecoin, how this one is doing, because I have a position on it too. I was showing it yesterday, and it was at least yesterday it was quite a handsome position, and it still is, as you see. It still is. Plus almost 23% in profit. I'm quite sure it's going to get much better. It's going to go much higher than this in upcoming week. So yeah, generally speaking, everything looks good. By the way, if you watch it on X, of course, give me a follow. If you watch it on YouTube or any other live streaming platform, then give me a subscribe. Don't forget to allocate something small into high tech, just so you have a stake into my speaking here, into my jaw here, my talking, because since this is the only project I promote here, indirectly it equals to a stock of my social media. So that's a very innovative, let's say, approach to releasing a coin. So here you have literally your opportunity to invest in what I'm doing here, indirectly, of course. Let's go back to the Bitcoin chart. Let's maybe switch back to the daily. Yeah, as you see, the daily right now is red. This is a second red daily candle. Yesterday on Saturday it was also red, although not as bad as today. A slight reset, a slight cool off. I don't think it's going to do much bad here. I think this is actually healthy. So yeah, let's take a look what we have on my timeline? Is there any interesting news today? Give us anything, any edge, let's say. I always, of course, tend to say that most important information you can find is carved in the chart itself. If when it comes to the news and such, those are not very improving on what you should be doing, on how you should be managing your positions. At times it can explain certain moves, but it should not decide. It should not have that decisive, let's say, factor on what you do, right? Bitcoin Archive just seen Tether just minted another 1 billion USDT. Yeah, that's of course that's good. That's good. They keep printing because the more stable coins are in the system, they the more probable it is some of them are destined to to pump one coin or the other. Coinvo Vitalik says Ethereum has beaten every target he had set. Okay, so apparently Ethereum is on the right track according to Vitalik Buterin, one of the founders of Ethereum. So he's not disappointed. Far from disappointment.